Hey guys, this video is going to show you how to organize your thoughts from an online exam or test to paper. We know that in today's day and time, this is something we have to be modeling for our students because we have a lot of tests that are online now. And sometimes they really struggle and they don't want to use their scrap paper, but scrap paper is so important. Now, just because this one's going to model a math lesson doesn't mean that you can't do the same thing with a a test that's online with a reading literature like we saw in the previous video. So I have an exam here and it is math. And the question says there are 12 tables in the library. Each table has 5 chairs in all. How many chairs are there? So this is going to start my model for the students. And I like to video these because you know how in class, whenever we do, and I do, we do, you do, sometimes whenever we're in the I do part, the students are engaging with us, and that's great for the students that understand the content. But for those that struggle and are just trying to learn, this video could give them the aha moment that they need because they're not constantly being interrupted with their peers. Okay, so there are 12 tables in all. I'm going to write that down. That seems pretty important. Each table has 5 chairs. How many chairs are there in all? I know that from my schema, in all means equals. There's another word in here that I think of whenever I think back to when we were learning the vocabulary for multiplication, and that's going to be each. So I'm going to write down each. And I think that means multiply. Multiply. Okay. Now that I have all of my information condensed into a more understandable language, I'm going to draw out my 12 tables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew, that's a lot of tables that I had to draw. Let's zoom up a little bit. Now, each of these tables have 5 chairs. So let's see. I'm going to let one purple dot color that. And I'm going to let one purple dot equal the chair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a lot of dots. Okay. So I have all of them there. I'm going to count this one row. So I know I have 5. 5 plus 5 more is 10, 15. 5 more, 20, 25, 30. 5 more, 35, 40, 45. And then 5 more, 50, 55, 60. That is my in all. Now, I might want to check that because I think 60 is right. I might want to check that by saying, I'm trying my multiplication skills. So if I said 12 times 5. I know that 5 times 2 is 10. And carry my 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Carry my 1 is 6. So 60. I know that the answer to this question should be 60. So I'm going to put that in there. Now, I'm going to pause my video recording for my students because I want you to work with a shoulder partner to answer this question. The question says there are 5 ice cream cones and Hoggies. Each of those ice cream cones gets 3 scoops of ice cream. How many scoops of ice cream would be in all? So what I want you to do now, students, is grab your scrap sheet of paper and turn to your shoulder partner and work out this problem. While you're working it out, I'm going to be walking around the room. Now, that part was hypothetical. I don't expect you to turn to a shoulder partner because you're watching the virtual one and you don't have one, but also because I know you all know how to do that. But as the students are working, you could be conferencing with those students that really seem to be struggling while the others are working. And then after they get that finished, so they do, you can walk through it all together as a whole class and have them engage. And then the last question, you could have them solve this out individually on a whiteboard or with their scrap paper. Like I said before, the purpose of that I do, we do, you do is just so amazing for releasing the expectations to the students gradually so they're not overwhelmed by all of the problems or all of the content all at once.